Hello, Rise Radio family. It is so good to be back here. It has been a little hot second. I don't even know how long it's been, but anyway, time has just been like going by so quickly here. So we are dual streaming again. Look at us go. I wasn't going to, but I was like, whatever, I'll throw it on. I'll throw on the video so we can put it up on YouTube. So say hi if you are watching over on YouTube or listening, because I guess they now have like the podcast listening ability over there. So anyway, I hope wherever this is reaching you, I hope you're having such a beautiful day. It is Wednesday here. The sun is shining. I'm just about to close up my computer for the day and get outside and do some cool things with my son. We're gonna build a little fish pond for he's like the animal. I call him like Steve Irwin Jr. Okay, so anyway, there's been a lot happening in my world, and I want to share a few of those fun juicy things with you today. Um, First of all, I launched a brand new membership slash club. Okay. So this is really, really exciting because I mean, Rise Academy, like, I don't know, you can probably relate to this. Like, you've taken a course at some point. Um, Probably, with somebody else, and you just felt really alone. Like you're going through the motions of the course and you're like, yeah, this is great, but like, I need the connection. For me, like community is everything. If you know me in person, like I am like the biggest community organizer, like bringing the people together is like my zone. And I guess that's partly being Gemini. Like, by the way, my birthday is coming up. My birthday's in a few days, so I got something to say about that as well. But maybe it is that kind of like airy social butterfly Gemini energy, but it's something that I really like, I love. So I don't know about you guys, and definitely like let me know, message me on Instagram if this is you too. Like, um, if you love like the community aspect of like if you're taking a course, like you want to know there's other human beings also taking that course, and you want to be able to jam with them and talk to them and find, you know, connection through that, or collaboration, or even just mentorship as well. Like that's a real thing too. So that's why Rise with Jocelyn came about, is because I wanted something that was, well, number one, super duper fucking accessible for everybody. Like I mentioned a couple days ago on my social media, by the way, if we're not connected on Instagram, you should come and follow me and say hi and tell me that you came in through the podcast, because that would mean the world to me. Over from my little podcast here. So um anyway, like it happened like a my own process that I was starting to share. I said I shared a couple days ago on Instagram. Sorry, I lost the train of thought there for a second. Um, I myself had found that I was like looking at other people in certain spaces and making up stories about how I could not have that, or how I wasn't ready for that, or how that I didn't have the money for that, or that they're not welcoming, or that I don't fit in, or all these stories of like why I can't be in the room with people that are moving and growing and becoming better versions of themselves and expanding and things like that. So I realized that what I was doing, back, this is in my single mama days, right? When I was like, fuck, I just wish I had somebody to share this with. I wish I had someone to dream with. I wish I had someone to just like connect and collaborate with, instead of keeping all this information and this excitement inside, or telling my kids about it, right? I used to like get my kids involved, but like, I mean, they were 2 and 4 at the time. Like, what do you do with a toddler? And like, so I used to feel like I just like wished for people that I could really connect with and really like brainstorm with, and even just like be fucking inspired by, or even just seen by. Okay. Like validation is so huge, 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 huge. And so back then, I was, like I started saying, making up all these stories of like, no one even cares, like I'm not good enough anyway, like I'm not really doing anything much anyway, like all of these stories, which are completely bullshit, right? Um, but the moment that I finally made that first investment to get in the room with other people who were conscious, period, even, right? Like at that point in my life, they're like people around me, like, I mean, they're doing the best they could with what they had at the time. Like, I'm not saying anything negative here, but I'm just saying like they were not necessarily going anywhere quickly, or it didn't seem like it. And there was just this like disconnect, right, between what I was dreaming up, what I was doing, the energy I was in, and the people in my 3D physical surrounding at that point were definitely not really on the same page. And so that's what I wanted and was dreaming up. And so when I finally got in that room, it changed my life. Like it changed my life. I was like, holy fuck, people are actually thinking like me. People are actually dreaming like me. People are moving like me. Okay, this is kind of similar to like taking my first yoga teacher training, like fresh out of high school. I, for years, like my entire life, I was told those are stupid questions. Don't even ask. Why do you care? Like I was the child slash like teenager that would always ask like the crazy, like I was always the one dreaming, looking out the window, like come back here, like, like you should be focused, focus. I was the one that was like, I wonder why the sky's blue. What happens if the ants take over the world? Because if they wanted to, they could, because there's so many more of them than actual humans, and they're so, you know what I mean? It's like that was me. And so when I would bring it to the people around me or my family, my parents, I felt in that moment, and this is just what I remember, they could tell a different story of how they answered my questions and heard me for like 16 years, right? But anyway, what I remember of it is being like met with resistance, met with like, I don't know. Why does it matter? Okay. So anyway, I got in the room. That yoga training, I was like, holy shit. There's people on this planet that actually think like me, that actually want to move their bodies like me, that actually care what they put in and on their bodies and what they feed their mind. Like, oh my God, that changed out. Like straight out of high school, I would recommend that experience to anyone tenfold. No questions asked. Go to yoga teacher training and change your life, especially that young. Like, holy shit, that influenced me. Like, I can't even imagine. Like it was a definite right turn in my life. Okay, so the moment I got in the room and paid to be in the room, my life changed. So that is why I created Rise with Jocelyn. Okay, because I made it so freaking accessible. That first investment was $21. $21. Okay, but at that time, I was a single mom to two little kids who believed that I was stuck, who believed that money was very fucking limited to me. Okay, and it was hard to make. So that's the price point that I needed to get my foot in the door, to open my perception, to expand my perception, to allow myself to really dream so that I could take action from a different place and have this community supporting me and backing me up. So Rise with Jocelyn has like, I mean, it's only brand new and it's already got so much value in there. It started like, and it's really cool. I wanted to kind of just say this as a footnote, like a side note here, is that we never know how something's really going to turn out. We never know how something's really going to happen. And so when I have these ideas, and those of you that are super close to me in my business, the ones that work really close to me, you guys know that sometimes I like launch something and then I like fucking change the name or like change the whole back end. Like, and sometimes like we don't know what's going to happen. And so it's the initial acting on the thing in order for it to unfold. So if I would have said, okay, I want to have like this membership vault, I want to have like this, this club, I want to have this and this and this, like I wouldn't have known that I want to have these other things too until I actually took the step forward and did the dang thing. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So like it's so important to actually just like act upon the desire, act upon the idea like that, like as fast as you fucking can. Like don't give your mind any opportunity to intervene or make up stories about how it's stupid, how it's like no one's gonna blah 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 blah, like all the things. Just do it, okay? And trust in the process, and everything is going to unfold perfectly. So when I first started Rise with Jocelyn, it was mainly just courses and classes, a collection of those, and it was going to be more of like a standalone membership, right? Like monthly access into these courses and classes, the moon activations. I do like a new moon reading and an activation, a full moon reading activation, and we do like EFT activations. That's where all of my EFT sessions, that's like the library, visualizations, like recommendations of all sorts of things, like it all goes in there. But then I got this idea to have a 30-day challenge, in June. And of course, I called it Juicy June. Juicy June is coming in. Oh my God, it's the 29th of May. We are days away from starting Juicy June. So what the hell is Juicy June? Juicy June is 30 days of intentional, aligned, embodied action in your life or in your business. And so listening right now, you might be like, action of what kind? Of what kind of action are we talking about here? Okay, so a prerequisite to Juicy June is a free class called Be, Do, Have, which I am teaching live tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Costa Rica time, Thursday, May 30th. Okay, because on Be, Do, Have is going to set you up for absolute success in Juicy June. We must know where we're going, but it's not a masculine hustle grind. If I work a little harder, I could figure it out and get there sort of experience that we're calling in. Okay, and I'm going to teach you on Be, Do, Have tomorrow. So if you're listening to this at a later date, no worries, go to my Instagram, and Be, Do, Have is a free experience that you can grab for free through my Instagram bio. Okay, if you're listening to this and we've already started Juicy June, or you're somewhere in the future, just follow along on my Instagram stories to see what's happening in Rise with Jocelyn, or message me directly, Rise with Jocelyn, and just like, let's start a conversation, and I'll catch you up on where we're at within the club. Okay, because you are more than welcome to come and join in anytime. Okay, even if it's the middle of the month. Because the cool thing, oh my God, I haven't even told my community this yet. I haven't even told Rise with Jocelyn yet that I am going to be taking the challenge, the monthly challenge, and putting it onto a platform where you can plug in at any time and listen to each day in the challenge. So basically, I'm going to be in our private group chat spilling some juicy juice every day of June surrounding taking aligned, inspired, embodied action forward. Okay. And so I'm going to take every little nugget, every little voice note, and put it on this evergreen program thing so that everyone in Rise with Jocelyn, if you choose to be in the club, can actually go and listen to past challenges. So if you're like, fuck yes, I need a little bit more Juicy June in my life, juicy, inspired, embodied, aligned action in my life, I'm going to go listen to Juicy June. Okay, and you can literally plug into the past, I don't want to say like episodes, the past episodes. It'll be kind of set up like a private podcast though, actually. Okay, so that's really fucking special, because who knows what's going to happen in July. I have a feeling that something is coming in July, and I have a feeling that this challenge thing might stick. So you never know what we're going to come up with. I don't even know. I have no clue, right? But I'm open and ready to receive, and I'm going to have the most fucking fun as I go through Juicy June with this excited, expectant, assumptive energy that something really fucking big is coming, and it's going to be so cool. Okay, so anyway, if you're not in Rise with Jocelyn yet and you want to be, come hang out. It's $22 a month, and you get to choose if you want to jump in now. You're in for the rest of May and for all of June, and then you get to choose if you're going to continue on with us or not, and you can cancel anytime. Okay, so that's really cool. You can come in if you feel like it's, our community is not serving you right now. That's totally fine, and maybe you're going to come back in the future, and the door is always open. Okay, so there's no mandatory commitment. Once you're in for life or anything like that. Okay, so if you want the link to that, Rise with Jocelyn over on Instagram. It's in my Instagram bio, pretty sure. If it's not, message me directly. Okay. All right. So we also had Dream, the free experience last week. I feel like it's like a whole lifetime away now. Oh my gosh. So Dream was really expensive. And actually, like every time I do a free 3-day experience like that, I feel like it's just getting more and more and more expansive. Like it was really fucking good. And like I'm a little bit biased, obviously, but like I do feel like that was one of the best 3-day experiences. And so those replays are up on my Instagram. If you wanna, if you're looking for some, you know, something to listen to, washing the dishes, cleaning the house, whatever, throw that on and get in the energy of it. It's so cool. So Dream was really all about just like cutting through the BS and remembering that we are actually limitless. We're actually like such incredible creators with so much potential. And so Dream was really cool. Like I said, it's over on my Instagram, or it's in our Co-Create Facebook community group as well. Go catch that. I'm not going to take them down. They're just going to live up there. Okay. So I want to talk about something that I went live this morning. Was it this morning? I don't even know. This morning in Co-Create, talking about the flow state. The flow state and following the nudges. And so I just want to end on this, okay? Because I think it's something that we really get confused about. I also just did an EFT tapping activation for my Rise with Jocelyn community. And it was well, let me tell you, it was a juicy one. It was a bit spicy. And we were tapping on the concept of not being able to fuck it up, okay? It was so good. So this belief that we can fuck it up is how we stand in our own way. And so when we have these ideas, these downloads, these like yesterday, I had such a powerful day yesterday. And I feel like it was very much like, you know, the concept of like compounded interest, compounded interest. You know how like it just like compounds? Okay, so this for me, I feel like it was like compounded self-growth and self-worth work. Okay. You know, when you override your negative thoughts, when you override your old beliefs, your like your old ideas, you remember like in any moment we have an opportunity to choose again, right? We can listen to like all the reasons why, you know, our mind or our past self might be like, you can't fucking do it, you're gonna fuck it up, or like you're not good enough, who are you anyway, you're not even worthy, all of these things. Like we have a choice to listen to it, or we have a choice to choose again. And so the more that we choose again, the more that we opt into like being like, hey, I see you over there, but I'm not going to believe you anymore, and choosing again in that moment, this is what I'm going to believe instead. I'm going to believe that I can't fuck it up. I'm always exactly where I need to be, that everything's happening for me, that I'm going to lean fucking far into trusting the process, and that everything is on my path for a reason and leads to the next, right? That's the bridge of incidence. So every time we do that, we get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And eventually what happens is all of that hard work, that intentional redirect and over, what we're going to call that, like overriding, it adds up, it compounds. And then this is what I felt yesterday was just like massive, like it's almost like a dam, like I mentioned before, like it's almost like a dam releasing, like, oh shit, next level. You know, it's kind of like a game, playing a game, and you level up. You know, it's like on Mario and they jump on the mushroom or whatever they're doing, and and then he's like he grows to this next level Mario. So that's like us. They're like, oh fuck yeah. Like it feels so awesome. It feels expansive. It feels really good. It's exciting because it's validation. Sorry, my throat, sorry. It's validation that we are always exactly where we're meant to be and everything's happening for us. And the work that we're doing is not going unnoticed. This is a big one. Even if we are somebody who needs recognition from the outside world, we need to see proof that our manifestation is manifesting. We need to see proof that the work that we've been doing is paying off. Like, no. No, we don't. Because the moment that we do, the moment that we get discouraged, we fucking throw ourselves off the bridge. Okay, the bridge of incidents. We throw ourselves out of the vortex, whatever language you want to use. Okay, so the moment that we need proof that it's working out is the moment that we affirm that we don't trust it's happening for us. Okay, manifestation is transformation. We must become a new version of us in this process of realizing and manifesting that which we desire. Okay, and so be, do, have tomorrow. This is going to blow your dang mind. If this material, especially if this material is new to you, but be, do, have is a concept that has changed countless lives all over the fucking world, all over the world, myself included. Okay, and it's something that some people know about. A lot of people don't do anything about it. And so many people don't know about it. So many people are totally oblivious to it. They don't have a clue what be, do, have means. Okay, so once we know what be, do, have means, it's up to us to put it to work for us. And that is how we literally lean into the effortless way. Okay, I've called be, do, have, I've called it the secret to unlocking effortless success in all areas of life. You want to hear something even more funny or interesting or exciting? I am just about to embark on writing my first book. And last night, laying in bed, all of the fucking ideas coming, rushing through my head as they do when I stay up too late. I was like, holy fucking shit. This is the name of my book. This is the name of my book, the be, do, have. So I don't know all the details yet, but I do know it's gonna be amazing. And so stay tuned for that. Stay tuned as I knock all of my drinks over. Multiple drinks all the time. Okay, so you guys, it's so exciting. Isn't it so exciting? All the things that are happening, all the things that we have access to. It's so cool, right? So, I mean, let's just sum it up. I lost all my notes here when my drinks fell over. Oh, here we are. Okay. All right. So let's just sum it up. You're going to come to Be Do Have tomorrow. If you're not, then you're going to find the replay over on my Instagram, or you're going to message me and I'm going to find it for you. We're going to get you in there. And then if you feel called to, come into my world, come into Rise with Jocelyn, come into the club, take part in a challenge, like get outside your comfort zone. Because in order to do something you've never done before, and that is what manifestation requires you to do, you must be someone you've never, ever been before. Okay. So we're going to talk more about that tomorrow on Be Do Have. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Okay. You guys, I'm insanely grateful for you hanging out with me here. If you found value in today's episode of the podcast, share it. Oh my gosh. Screenshot it. Tag me so I can celebrate you and thank you for sharing this. People all over the world, like more people need to hear this. And so together we can spread the word of these concepts, this, empowerment, these ideas that we co-create our reality, that we do not need to subscribe to the mundane, that we can be, do, have anything and everything we desire the effortless way. Okay, this is what we're about here. Go have the freaking best day ever, and I'm going to see you very soon. Thank you so much again for hanging out with me, and I can't wait to see you in my world. Bye.